A pioneering astronaut who broke barriers most people forget were ever there. A Disney legend whose innovations shaped how movies are made. And the actor who brought one of cinema's most beloved paleontologists to life, gone only months after announcing he was finally cancer-free. In just over 1 week, July 2026 brought an unusually heavy wave of losses. From television and film to music, politics, and even the edge of space, these 12 people left their mark in very different ways. Let's go through their stories, in the order the world lost them. Christina Sands. On July 6, reality television lost one of the most memorable members of a groundbreaking cast. Christina Sands, who appeared across all 4 seasons of A&E's Born This Way, died suddenly of cardiac arrest at 36. The show, which followed young adults with Down syndrome living their lives on their own terms, earned an Emmy during its run, and Sands was one of the cast members who helped make that possible. Do you remember watching Christina on Born This Way? Let us know in the comments. Joanna Pettit. The next day, July 7, film and television lost a familiar face from the 1960s and 70s. Joanna Pettit, the British-born actress known for Casino Royale and The Group, died at her Los Angeles home at 83, closing out a career that spanned stage, film, and television for more than 5 decades. Wally Funk. On July 8, aviation lost a true pioneer. Mary Wally Funk died at 87 from complications following recent falls and a leg infection. Decades before she ever reached space, Funk was one of the women, later known as the Mercury 13, who completed demanding astronaut screening tests in the early 1960s only to be denied the chance to fly because of her gender. She finally got there in 2021, becoming the oldest woman ever to travel to space at 82. Her story became a symbol of persistence for generations of women in aviation. Theo Burrell. Also on July 8, the UK lost a beloved figure from BBC's Antiques Roadshow. Theo Burrell, a ceramics and glass specialist, died at 39 after a 4-year battle with glioblastoma, a particularly aggressive form of brain cancer. Rather than stepping away from public life after her diagnosis, Burrell spent her remaining years openly documenting her illness to raise awareness and push for more cancer research funding, turning her own hardest days into something that could help others. Don Iwerks. On July 9, Disney lost one of its last living links to its earliest innovations. Don Iwerks, an Oscar-winning engineer and son of Mickey Mouse co-creator Ub Iwerks, died at 96. Just days before what would have been his 97th birthday. Over his career, he helped develop key projection and special effects technology used across Disney's films and theme parks, work that quietly shaped how audiences experience movies to this day. Peter Van Norden. That same day, comedy film fans lost a familiar supporting player. Peter Van Norden, known for playing Officer Vinnie Stuhlman in Police Academy 2, died at 75. Beyond that role, Van Norden built one of the most prolific stage careers of his generation, appearing in dozens of theater productions across the country while also picking up steady film work in comedies throughout the 80s and 90s. If these stories are helping you remember faces you grew up watching, subscribe and join us each month as we remember the faces and voices that shaped our lives. Wai Ching Ho. On July 10, fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe lost a quietly powerful presence. Wai Ching Ho, who played the formidable Madame Gao across Daredevil, Iron Fist, and The Defenders, died of a stroke at 82. She also lent her voice to Disney and Pixar's Turning Red. Josh Grizzetti. That same day, the Broadway and television world was left in shock. Josh Grizzetti, known for Something Rotten on Broadway and a recurring role in the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, died by suicide at 44. His passing was announced by close friend and former co-star Rob McClure, who described him as a brilliant and deeply loved performer and teacher. Grizzetti had also spent years shaping young performers as a musical theater professor. Scott Bryce. On July 12, daytime television lost a familiar face, Scott Bryce, who originated the role of Craig Montgomery on As the World Turns in the early 1980s. The first of 4 actors to play the character over the show's run died of esophageal cancer at 68. Beyond his decade on the soap, Bryce also appeared in Popular and built a steady career across daytime and primetime television for over 30 years. Lindsey Graham. That same day, American politics lost one of its most prominent voices. Lindsey Graham, the longtime U.S. Senator from South Carolina, died in Washington after a brief illness at 71. Across 3 decades in Congress, Graham became one of the Senate's most recognizable figures on national security, foreign policy, and judicial confirmations, shaping some of the most consequential debates in American politics for a generation. Pat Oliphant. The following day, July 13, American political commentary lost one of its sharpest voices. Pat Oliphant, the political cartoonist whose work appeared in newspapers across the country for over 5 decades, died of age-related health issues at 90. From Nixon to Obama, his pen shaped how millions of readers saw the presidents of their time. Sam Neill. Also on July 13, film lost one of its most respected and beloved actors. Sam Neill, best known as paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park, died in Sydney at 78. His family said he was surrounded by family and passed with the dignity that characterized his whole life. Only months earlier, Neill had shared that he was finally cancer-free after a years-long battle with a rare blood cancer, making his sudden passing all the more difficult for fans who'd been rooting for him. 12 lives, 12 very different stories, from the edge of space to the halls of Congress to the heart of Hollywood. Which of these names meant the most to you? Tell us in the comments, and share this video to honor their memory.